Okay, here's a disclaimer for this video, cause, well, yeah. Alright, okay, yeah, this video is not one I wanted to make. This is not something I wanted to talk about, but I need to. I feel it has to be said. So, like the title suggests, I want to talk about a specific creator that I've encountered and I've made mention to in a community post, and I want to go through my history with them and also talk about, pretty much discuss some things. And this video is not to have any drama with them, but I feel they need to be, somebody needs to call them out on this, and also to basically, I hope they do change. I don't wish them any ill will, but I also think how they've handled things and also what they've done and how they've handled situations and how they've came across really need to be checked. And, this is mainly for criticism and also predicted by fair use, and also me going in and explaining things fully in detail, not leaving anything out. I do not have any bias, and I do not hate this creator, but I do have my problems with them, but I'm not going to get in the way of, let that get in the way of things. So, first, this creator is mainly an animation, but also an art YouTuber. They are non-binary, which is not a problem. Be whatever you want. I don't care. That is not the problem here, but we'll get into that in a second. My history with them is I found them randomly through a stream, and occasionally have watched since then. Well, today I was shadow banned from their channel, which is usually all in good, and I don't really have a personal problem with it if there was a logical reason. Now, before I say anything else, let me get one thing straightened out. I do not have a problem with being shadow banned. They're allowed to shadow ban whoever you want for whatever reason you want. You're allowed to do that. That is your channel. They have every right to. And I am not complaining because I got shadow banned. Let me get that first out of the gate. My problem is if you're going to shadow ban someone, have a pretty good reason. And also, the other reason I have a problem with it is which I will get into in a minute, what they've done in the past and pretty much what they've said and done. They pretty much, this was their way of silencing me, or basically, getting their way after what, I'll get into that in a second. So, okay, first off, I have addressed this on the community post, and this was made, that particular post was to personally call out this particular YouTuber, and how I would have, if they would have, I was hoping they would respond and basically take the criticism and say, okay, I can understand where you're coming from, sorry about that, I apologize, and here are the videos that I want you to remove my tag from, and, we're golden, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to come off this way, but they blatantly either knew that the post was made, read it, ignored it, and never made a mention to it, or they blatantly ignored or avoided the post and yet had a problem with being tagged and other stuff, which was months old, and they never once, even though they made a big deal about it in a stream, they blatantly never once said, came and basically to my channel and say, hey, these are the videos that I want you to remove my tag from. These are the stuff that I don't want, you didn't, I don't have a problem if you are respectful towards me and you're not how this person was, which I will get into, and I'll break down these clips and I'm going to, talk about it. And basically, I want to disclaimer, this little bit right here, this is gonna be me being brutally honest, and I am a very opinionated person. You can be whatever you want, but you don't have the right to be an asshole no matter what you are. Whether you're gay, straight, black, Latino, non-binary, transgender, how you come across is other people have feelings. Other people have things with them. You don't get to put your problems and your stuff above everybody else's. You do not come first. Everybody has their own equal amount of problems. And if you have the audacity to put yourself above everyone else, that is not how the world works. And that is a problem that is on you, not them. And this particular creator has a bad habit of, having their mods and also themselves get very angry with people for not, pronouncing their pronouns right or stuff like that, which all well and good. If you want to be called something, that's fine. How you handle it, how you talk to people is just as important. Yes, it can get annoying if you're said stuff all the time. Well, here's my thing. When I'm in a stream and people are saying, they're joking around, they're calling me this or that, I'm not going to have people refer to me as my PlayStation name. I'm not going to have them refer to me completely or get mad about it as this or that. I'm basically, they can refer to me whatever they want, as long as they're respectful and as long as they're not trying to be rude, and as long as I can keep myself in a presentable manner of you have to have an equal thing of basically if how you come across is just as important as them. Now, if they don't mean to come off rude and you snap at them, then you're in the wrong. Vice versa on any front. Now, this particular creator has done that so many times, and how they blatantly have been snotty and condescending, and a complete hypocrite, because now they basically shadow banned me for no reason, and yet they wanted me to take down their tags, but never once, besides mentioning it into a live stream, they blatantly did not reach out to me or say anything about any problems or anything else. And I have multiple things of what has happened that I want to get into, and I'm going to break down. The first is in one of their live streams, they blatantly were kind of rude about the tags, and this is the first time it was mentioned, and I kind of called them a little bit out on it. And one of their mods, put me in timeout for it, which was pretty rude, and basically was their way of silencing me, like I addressed previously on the post. And what happened was the particular creator saw that I was timed out, but then the mod said, "Oh, I'll just talk to you privately on Discord." Okay. Let's point out that they just they timed out someone for no reason other than they said something that they felt was rude or whatever. Then to add on to that, the particular creator was like, "Oh, okay, whatever." They didn't even think to look into it. And then when I finally got untimed out and basically said exactly what happened, it was either ignored, seen, or probably removed by one of the mods. Which is underlyingly pretty crappy. Because it was like, I got silenced for calling someone out, or calling the creator out on how they came across and what they did. Which, in a way, they basically were a little bit rude and made a demand and didn't even didn't even give a second thought to me and, what I'm doing and what, like this basically just said, hey, I want you to remove this, and, which I don't have a problem. Now, I want to make a brief disclaimer. I don't have a problem if you do not want me to tag you. If you're nice about it and you say, hey, I don't want to be tagged anymore, I'm fine. If you basically are rude or snotty, how they were, and I'm going to break down these clips, I'm probably going to be a little bit annoyed by it because you made a demand, and then to follow that up, not even once mention it again, or not even reach out to me on my channel, or reach out to me, period, and say, hey, these are the videos, can you remove that? No. There was no mention. There was nothing. And I had no professionalism and respect, but I do not have that anymore because I don't appreciate it. If you don't respect me, I don't respect you. I'll still have a bit of professionalism here, and I don't need to be, but I don't like when people do that. So here are the clips. I'm going to break down. This is the stream, the second time it was mentioned, and I'm going to break down how she comes across and why it's, pretty rude. So here we go.
While you're in here, if you could please remove the tag some of your videos. So if you could please remove that, that'd be great.
And notice the second time she says it, great. Kind of says it with a bit of an attitude, which I didn't catch on. It was fine that she asked that. I'm great. I'm fine with that. But then the second time she asked, which I will get into right now, or she tries to clarify, that was extremely condescending. She kind of has a lot more of a snotty attitude, and I didn't appreciate it. So I think at one point I even asked her, are you mad at me? And she kind of was a little bit snotty. So yeah, I'm going to show that now.
Your videos, and if I could have those, if you could please remove my tag from.
Notice that she has a bit of a very snottier attitude that with your videos, that type of crap. It was kind of pissing me off a little bit, her attitude. And then when I called her out and asked if she was mad at me because she's kind of starting to become a little bit more snottier, then she says this.
I'm not mad at you. I'm just trying to, state a boundary.
Which is all well and good, but the little thing was starting to become more of an attitude. And then when I basically, say, I was already, like I said at the beginning of that stream, I was going to be leaving. Well, then this conversation happens, which recruited into pretty much showing me how pretty much of a very snotty and rude, hypocritical person they were. Because, one, you basically want me to respect your boundaries, but you blatantly disrespect me live on stream for everybody to basically see, and yet nobody says anything. And also, might I add that, most of the mods were taking her side, or their side, whatever. I honestly shouldn't give that type of respect to still use whatever they want, because they didn't respect me enough as a person before this, when they did this crap. But I would like to add how they trying to say, well, this, and that's, which, okay, I'm fine. If somebody doesn't want me to over-tag them and stuff like that, that's fine. How she came off at first was fine, but it started to go a little bit, you can tell there's a little bit of edge of snottiness there. And I didn't appreciate it. It was a boundary that she was stepping on, and she stepped on it before, and it really pissed me off.
If you're leaving because I told you off, that's
And that was blatantly being rude, and they follow that up with this.
If you're just leaving because you can't take basic criticism, that's a bit.
I can't take basic criticism. Okay, wow. Okay, let me break down those two things. First, after I am announced, which she could have, or they could have been fine with just saying, oh, okay, sorry, have a good night, you're all good, see you next stream, whatever. They blatantly decide to make fun of me and say, if you're just leaving because I called you out, well, which is extremely condescending, very immature, rude, and also very unprofessional as an artist and streamer. Because, one, if I wasn't being rude to you and I was basically like, oh yeah, I'll do it, you just gotta tell me what stuff you want me to take down or take off, which all of these were over tags in my video, me having her in the description, which is, I guess, fine if she doesn't want to be associated, which is well and good. I can understand that. I'm a pretty compromising person. But when you basically then follow that up with, laughing and being very snotty and condescending, and then saying, I cannot take basic criticism after me I've called you out on, the last stream for kind of being a little bit rude, and then being timed out by one of your mods, and then also me kind of trying to, I've called you out on a few things on other occasions that I felt that were a little bit off, and also you blatantly snapping at me when I was not even talking to you, and I was referring to somebody else because I said the word she, is pretty freaking ridiculous. And very immature, and very snotty, and very condescending and rude. For somebody to talk about basically somebody like me respecting your boundaries, and where you felt I crossed, well, what about mine? Why did you feel the need to do that on stream? Why did you feel the need to talk down to me? Why did you feel the need to talk down to other people that when they say something you don't like or do something you don't like, which you have done a few times in the past? And I didn't say nothing about it because it's like, you've got to know how you come across can be a little bit rude at times and a little bit snotty. And, I've been nothing but supportive and nice. But with me, I'm a chill person. But, for someone to be a hypocrite, to basically say, hey, I want you to respect my boundaries. I want you to respect me. I come above everything. My needs, my personal stuff, because I'm this or that or the other. But then follow that up with, well, you just can't take basic criticism. You can't, which when you make a demand of somebody, here's the thing with criticism. When you make a demand and say, hey, I want you to do this for me, that's not criticism. Then let me point out also the first thing that they said. If you're just leaving because I called you out, again, that's not criticism either. That's also just being blatantly rude. When somebody is called you out, that's rude. Saying that live on stream was just very unneeded and blatantly. And the fact that when I did call them out on a community post, that they had to have read, and for them to make a big deal out of small tags on a few videos, which it is not on every single one, for them to really just blow it out of proportion and act like, oh, well, I shouldn't have tagged them. I should have asked permission. Well, that's fine. I understand that. That's cool. Maybe I should have. But at the time, I wasn't really thinking. And you don't stream that much, which it's kind of hard for me to sit there and ask or wait around if there's no communication there. Being shadow banned, I've been shadow banned so many times. I got shadow banned by Love Arts. I've gotten shadow banned by a lot of different people, most of the time for no reason at all, just because they got pissed off at if I called them out on something, or maybe they just didn't want me around on their channel, which all well and good. You're allowed to do that. Here's my thing. If you make a demand of me and tell me to do something that you want done for you, and basically say, hey, I didn't want this on there, hey, can you remove that? How you come across to me is just as important. But also, here's the thing. What you did wasn't a call out. It wasn't criticism. It was you asking me to do something, which I would have been more than happy with if you would have communicated a little better. On the other hand, because at first you were fine, you were doing well, and then you had to start to go a lot more snottier and a lot more rude, and then become a complete hypocrite near the end, where you decide to say, I want you to respect my boundaries, but then you blatantly disrespect me in front of everybody, and then you act like that's okay. See, where I'm calling, this is why she is a basic hypocrite. And if you're on the platform, you have to have a bit of professionalism, which she probably does have a little bit, because she was kind of professional about it. But no, that's not going to slide when eventually you follow that up with what you did. That's not professional at all. So yeah. I'm going to conclude this video with, I don't support her anymore, and I honestly don't want to be associated with her, or them, whatever. I've tried to be respectful and tried to respect them. They want to be this or that, but they blatantly disrespected me, so honestly, I don't care right now. I don't want to give them that type of respect, because they didn't respect me near the end, and I didn't like that. They pushed a boundary, and yet I didn't even push theirs. Tagging someone, I can understand, can be annoying, but it's a lot different than making fun of someone, or blatantly being rude to somebody, which if you're going to do that, then you lose all respect for me. Those type of people just don't deserve my respect. They don't. And nobody does. This video isn't made for any toxic reasons. I don't have a problem with them. They can do whatever they want. I wanted to talk about some grievances, break down my history, and also break down some things that they did with me personally that I felt they towed the line. They stepped on the line themselves. Where I really don't feel I did anything. So yeah, this is fair use, criticism, all that stuff. If this video gets falsely copyright striked, which will only make them look worse in my eyes, and I honestly hope that they could have enough professionalism not to, but who knows. I will say I don't want them to be harassed. I just wanted to explain my side of things. And talk about this situation. It's not really me trying to cause drama. I don't hate them. I don't want their name to get thrown under the bus. I don't want them, but I do want them to be better, and I want them to learn from this experience, or learn if they do see this video. I hope that they take some of what I said and basically be like, okay, maybe I kind of screwed up in a certain area. Maybe there was a little instance where I could have softened my tone, or maybe I could have been a little bit better. Because, blatantly being rude was, I can understand, because at one point, I'm sorry, I'm rambling a little bit, yeah, which was one of the things they said, but also near the end is like where you're starting to change your tone a bit. And I'm not being rude, I'm not playing dumb, I'm just was asking for some basic, like, hey, message me on the channel, tell me where I need to do things, and they never even did that. So they made a basic deal out of nothing, which was pretty crappy. So yeah, I'm gonna end the video here. I didn't want to do this video today. I really didn't. I wanted to have a pretty chill time, but I couldn't even do that. So yeah, make sure to like, comment, share, subscribe. I don't plan on doing this again unless I have to address some more. I really don't want to, but I just kind of felt I needed to as a subscriber, and also as a used to be as a because I used to be subscribed to her. Not anymore now, and I'm not holding a grudge. I don't want this doesn't change or take away from my day, but I still wanted to address it and basically, say, hey, maybe this might give you a chance to change. Who knows? But yeah, make sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, all that jazz. Peace out, everybody. Bye-bye.